Targa, your blue Zerg player. In the bottom right corner, it's going to be NaNiwa.
You spoiled your own intro, Tim.
The red Protoss player.
I don't know how many people have managed to do that.
Spoiled my own intro.
Yeah, you were like, in the top left, Targa is going to be. Oh, I spoiled my own intro. I thought that's what you laughed at.
No,
You started chuckling right after.
I said they were right. I was chuckling at them being right.
So
maybe I did spoil it.
Now.
I say dumb stuff all the time, and I don't remember any of it. So sorry if I said something stupid.
No, it was kind of cool
to the viewers and myself.
I don't know that many of us have seen that. It was like a cool little. It was like an eclipse, man.
You're
like
welcome.
A lunar eclipse.
Yeah,
it's
something that
probably
no one
not
ever sees.
that rare, but it's
a
pretty
meteor
rare.
shower. It's something that happens every few months. Well, bottom right corner, NaNiwa, he is going for that pylon on the low ground here, so we don't have a weird build like we saw in game number 3 that we completely missed out on because I'm a bad observer. And with that being said, Targa, of course, should be going for the standard, of course, 15 pull into 15 hatchery.
Yeah, it is going to be Ohana for the starting map, which let's just say it's a little helpful for NaNiwa. First map, you from there have to go to your second map, and that is always going to be chosen by the loser. So if you have an extremely, just to outline this, if maybe you're not too familiar with tournament structure with StarCraft, if you have a very imbalanced map for the first game, and that player wins, then they will automatically, no matter what, if it goes to game 3, they will have the choice in game 3. So it's really, really nice for NaNiwa in this situation. It's not overwhelmingly, as we were saying, it's really just a Mortal Sentry all in, and if Targa has a good way to deal with this, then that is what makes this map quote-unquote imbalanced. I actually really like this map in late game for Zerg players. There's really only 2 locations that you need to build spine crawlers, and that makes it really, really nice when you're on 4 base. And after that, I mean, it's super easy to spread creep. You have complete map control, but here we are now. NaNiwa actually did not open Nexus first. He is respecting his opponent Targa, as we are now in the finals.
So NaNiwa is actually going for a photon cannon rush, as he's respecting his opponent to the fullest here, because his opponent didn't throw down an Overlord here.
Oh, and he's not even sending down a drone.
Nope.
Live Zerg realized that's so late. Zerglings are coming down. The cannon's just getting started, though. See if he's got enough DPS to get this one on the right. NaNiwa needs to hold position as pro. In fact, he's just going to throw down a second cannon, block it off for a second or 2 here. If he can hold position, the probot eats up a little, but we see actually Targa.
Oh my gosh.
And he lets it get down in the second location. Wow.
2 things. One, putting that photon cannon
see a lot of this on ladder.
Yeah, it delays the pylon taking damage if we did have Targa go ahead and invest in trying to kill that off, but no, he wound up chasing the probot instead, and NaNiwa 1 step ahead of him, got that a little bit of a wall off down there, and now this photon cannon is up.
Yep.
This hatchery should get canceled because he went ahead and started photon cannon once again.
Yep, and the cannon protects the cannon. Look at the timing of this cannon.
Yep.
It won't wrap up until the hatchery is completed, which is huge. Now NaNiwa sees the hatchery isn't canceled, so he can let the second cannon finish.
Well, Queen's coming straight in here, and the Queen's actually going to start taking away the photon cannon. Nice positioning here, actually.
A little, but as the Zerglings come in, the cannon is actually going to be able to hit the Zerglings.
Kill him off right away. The Queen, though, should be able to finish off that photon cannon. Just barely. She is going to take a decent amount of damage. The second Queen, there we go, he does pull it back. Another Queen has been popped up. Spinecrawler on the way, as well as hatchery just getting pelted upon. A third hatchery has been thrown up behind this. We do have the Nexus on the way as well, and we're getting another wall up at the natural. But this hatchery is getting very low on HP. You need about 12 lings to kill off a photon cannon pretty cost efficiently.
I mean,
with the Queens here, it helps out, but
there's no way he's going to be able to stop this hatchery from dying. That was the thing, because he has to go through a pylon and then get to the cannon. There it goes, hatchery going to fall.
He did get a Queen out, so he can go up with the Spine Card down as well. It's going to be able to help finish up these pylons, but the damage has been done overall. He loses the Queen, actually. Just had to pull back the Queen. A small mistake for Targa. Seeming to be a bit on the flustered side here. +1 has been queued up as well. And now he has a wall off available. And it looks like from here, now he's going to go find this third. And notice how he's coming to this third over here in the bottom left corner, because that's normally where it would be put at if his opponent double expanded. But he hasn't double expanded quite yet. Looking in the top right corner, though, we do have a Spinecrawler walking its way down. And we do have the expansion happening down the natural right away. So from here, Targa's in a bit of a... I guess, what would be the word that I'm looking for? He's pretty far behind. I mean, he's hurting. He's at a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the
word I was looking for. So, Lang's now moving forward straight to the natural.
I'm getting good at predicting your mind, Tim, but you have to give me a second or two.
Yeah, one day I'll let you get a couple of seconds. Seconds are valuable, man. Time is money. Well, looks like Lings are running on in, and with the photon can there, and the Zealot there.
He's gonna hold it off. NaNiwa's in a great position right now. I mean, he just killed an expansion. And his Stargate is barely late at all. It's 60 seconds late. Targa's definitely more behind than that on his build. And I mean, the reason we just say it's late is it's pretty common. You open Stargate and then you drop 2 gases behind it. Your Stargate typically goes down around 5 550, 540. This one went down right at 7 minutes, so he's really not late at all.
Are we going to see his Phoenix play? I love NaNiwa's Phoenix play.
Overlord popped in, by the way, guys, but it did not see the Stargate. It only managed to glimpse the lack of gases.
He is bringing an Overlord in, though. Going to try and catch it. And with the Stalker actually pushing across the middle of the map here, he'll be able to grab it pretty nicely. Sentry will, of course, tickle it to death, but it's going to take a while for that tickle to actually kill anybody. I've always felt like I'm getting tickled that I'm going to die. I hate being tickled so much.
Yeah.
Stalker does retreat as well as a Zealot here. Should be able to turn around and actually engage that if he wanted to. Does, of course,
the other day.
See the Stargate. What?
Your stream, man. They were begging me to interrupt you in the middle of your league game with some tickling.
I got so mad, dude.
You got really angry.
I can't stand tickling, man. I don't know what it is. I blame my parents. They tickled me too much when I was a kid. They loved me too much. You love me too much. Stop it.
Third and fourth gases are down for NaNiwa, guys. So he's going to be able to start tech transitioning out of just his Phoenix play. Expect 3, 4 Phoenix. Sometimes you make more than that, but that's pretty... Well, it's 4. 4 is the common number against Zerg, because you want to make sure you have enough to lift the Queen and kill it. That is the number of Phoenix you need to do that.
So, by the way, he's going to bring his Phoenix here and lift up, or not lift up, give vision here and be able to warp in a few Zealots. Straight on the high ground. Here comes the Phoenixes right away. There we go. There's the warp in. Immediately we have 3, 4 Zealots in the main of his opponent. And how does he have in terms of units? He only has 3 Lings in the field. Nothing on the way. 3 low votes have been queued up. The Queens are moving their way on up, but the Zealots are going to come in for a flank right behind it. And here we go. Where are the Zealots?
Oh, he's waiting for a second round of warp-ins. This is so sneaky. The Queen's dead. He will be able to get out of here. Will he lose the Phoenix? He does not. Zealots are going to come in now with some additional Zealots are warped in.
So here's why that patience was so smart. Whenever you're getting harassed as a Zerg player, you need to treat it as a harass. You need to drone up heavily behind it because you're going to lose drones, and you also need to build a couple of Queens. But you don't build any units. They're not expecting a follow-up ever. And that's why he didn't build anything. He just built drones. He did the right play here. But NaNiwa, knowing the right play for Zerg, just falls up into attack, going straight into the hatchery, and these Zealots are just doing work overall. Targa is getting worked right now, unfortunately, and it's quite painful to see.
Well,
and he's got to be hating it as well.
He's got to be very happy, though, because he made his lair his natural expansion. If this was, the lair's not done, so the hit points would still be a hatchery, his lair would have just died, he would be screwed in this situation. He lost his main base. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. But at least he has lair tech.
Well, the Roaches do clean up and come in and clean the Zealots up, but it's worth it. He's killed off the hatchery. He's retained his Phoenixes as well, so he can help hold off any pushes that do come across the middle of the map. Roaches and Lings do start heading straight to his opponent's natural. They actually catch the Stalker and Zealot. A small mistake here from NaNiwa. Those 2 units are actually quite important. Phoenix is going to come in here and try and start picking up any Queens. This prevents any reinforcements, and Targa actually is going to go ahead and retreat, kill off the pylon, because he can't do much if he loses his Queens.
Yeah, he's taking too much damage here. When you make the Spore Crawlers in your mineral line, you have to take your Queen and actually put it in your mineral line. You can sandwich it. Funny thing about, units when they're mining, they will travel through other units. So a Queen will not interrupt. Here's another Queen out in the front. It's going to be so easy for NaNiwa to actually come forward and pick up this Queen and kill it. He's still got his 4 Phoenix, so he can do it in just 1 lift. And note how the Queen is out in front right now. It's not sandwiched in between the Spore Crawler and the hatchery like it should be. He's moving it back there now, though. And now it's pretty close. As long as he doesn't bait it forward, NaNiwa may be able to, or maybe unable to take, he's so far forward. But, oh, he doesn't have enough. He does have enough for lift. Interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't want to really engage on that. He sees a Hydralisk in on the way as well. Second Queen did pop out. He saw the actual hatchery breathing, so he didn't know when the second Queen was going to pop out, and that could have prevented him to lose from a couple of Phoenix. Lings and Roaches now popping into the natural. There are Immortal Sentries and Zealots here, so this push is a little bit hard for Targa to actually force. He will start breaking down the rocks, though. Now, it's going to take a while. Just 2,000 HP, just a little bit too much HP, and with the Colossus here as well, these Zerglings are going to start taking some hits. Oh, he's actually going to break down the rocks. He's like, all right, let's do this, man. Let's fight. Those were free Zergling kills. He said, you know what, I'll help you kill the rocks off. Maybe his right click didn't even notice it, but still, that was pretty funny.
Phoenix were seeing if they could get lucky, catch a drone on their way into the main. Actually, now there are a couple. NaNiwa is struggling a little bit at the moment with his multitasking, because, I mean, there's no reason to really give away a free Queen. I think he had another one there, actually. But he's going to manage to get some of these drones. Good.
Well, it looks like a small probe will get popped off. If you wanted to go ahead and expand, unfortunately, can't quite do it. With the second Colossus here getting, though, he should be alright. And looking at the Phoenixes again, they're just poking in back and forth, as you mentioned, looking for those drones, just officially sharking, if you will. Robox Bay on the way, Thermalance has been queued up. We do have Blink now starting out as well, so NaNiwa is very content with just moving up in tech. And with the Hydras popping out, now suddenly he has to pull back. You can't be too careful with Phoenix Blade. Oh, he's going to snoop in. They're on right click, actually.
But there are more arriving. Definitely missed his grab lifts there. Now with the Hydras reinforcing, that Phoenix does get away, though.
Yeah, it seemed to be a small misclick there, but does know that his opponent has gone Roach Hydra now. He's going to be okay with that, especially with him moving into Colossi tech. A little bit curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have, you know what, if I were NaNiwa, PP please, pause the game, go bake yourself a cake, put some candles on it, blow them out. Couldn't be any more happy, man. He rushed for Colossus against Hydralisk. This is really, really nice for NaNiwa. It's going to be a little tough for Targa. He's working his way now to Aspire, but because of the amount of gas he put into those Hydras, it's going to be really tough to get the Corruptor count he needs.
Let's get an idea of how much Ross he's done. 61 to 54. Targa is still behind a drone count. Every time I check, he's constantly been behind. And this is a testament to A, killing off this hatchery, and him keeping up with the, oh my gosh, careful there, buddy. Almost losing his Phoenixes. And if those Hydras had caught those Phoenix, Targa would have been feeling pretty strong. He would have finally been able to get that harass out of his face and able to maybe move down this fourth. The expansion secured pretty nicely.
He's able to spread some overlords around the sides of the map, which he can't do right now. I would be surprised to see NaNiwa later follow up with some, like in the later stages of the game, after he's done with Colossi, make some War Prism play happen. Yeah. Because Targa's not going to have overlords on the side, most likely. He's been so concerned right now about tightening up and getting all his overlords tucked into his base so he's not losing them. He's going to have to remember at some point to reestablish the perimeter of his base.
Targa's doing a good job, though, through all of this multitasking, through all his defense. He's been moving his creep forward as well, though, so that's quite helping him. And he's kind of been forced to, because without overlords, you need to get some kind of vision, as you mentioned, and those creature murders really help out. Third has been established here for NaNiwa. It's about to finish up very soon, starting off his little wall off as well. It's going to be quite helpful for him, too. And the Phoenix is just kind of now at the moment just sharking around. Not going to be able to do any much damage anymore, just trying to keep tabs as the army is in the middle of the map, just trying to keep him in the peripheral here and just making sure no aggressive plays are coming his way. And that also allows him to keep checking upgrades, making sure that his opponent hasn't gone too far in the upgrade range. And he's actually gotten +1, which is kind of hurtful. And because right now he's at 2-1 in upgrades, 3-1's about to finish up, and he only has +1 in Carapace. Yeah, these units are just going to milk.
Very lacking army, actually. Targa, what's his Corruptor count right now?
I believe this is all he has right here. He has a total of 10 on the field, so he has 4 more to group up after this.
Well, he's going to need to obliterate these Colossus, really, really catch them out of position. Which, I mean, is not going to be impossible. NaNiwa doesn't have an incredibly large amount of anti-air, but it's not going to be an easy task by any means. That's the only way for Targa to be able to deal with this army, really.
He is trying to get +1 air attack out, though, so that's going to really help out in terms of getting rid of those Colossus. If he can get rid of them really quickly, maybe Roach Hydra with the Link support can deal with the army very quickly, but there are 3 Colossi here, and he has Sphinx here as well for the anti-air. I mean, it's not the best anti-air in their world, but coupled with Stalkers, it's going to help out just a tad bit.
Yeah, and it definitely would be nice if it eats some of the Corruptor shots.
That would be nice, too, yeah. Nice. It's not as strong meat shield, but it's a good bologna sandwich. It's enough to just take a little bit of damage. And here we go. Moving straight forward, there are force field landing in the top left corner. Corruptors will come in right away, pulling up the health bar. You see this Colossi dying so quickly. A second one dying down as well. And the Roaches do get a decent surround. The Stalkers doing their best. Stalkers are actually engaging on the Hydras and Roaches. And it seems like NaNiwa is not really scared whatsoever with the Corruptor count. He just wants to kill the ground army, and at that point, the Corruptors do nothing.
Yeah, the Corruptor count is really high, which was nice. He took down the Colossus super fast, but there were only 3. And now we're in a position where with no Infestors, no fungal growth, and a lot of Corruptors doing nothing, NaNiwa is getting in some serious hurt to Targa's unit composition on the ground. Queens with some very nice transfuses, though, on the Hydralisks. That's impressive stuff, but NaNiwa is not going to care. He's going to blink forward, kill off the remnants of Targa's army. We'll see if he can force the GG in a moment.
Even with the corruption, Targa just can't get a win there. And GG, well played, has been called. NaNiwa will be taking the Series 1-0 in a best-of-3 series. Can he take out the game number 2? We'll see very, very soon here.
Yeah,
I mean, game was pretty cool, though.
That's what NaNiwa needed. He had to win on this first map because now he guarantees that if it goes to ace match, the map is going to be in his choice. And Targa, you know, he played a good game there, but ultimately he forced out a lot of NaNiwa forced a lot of Hydras, man. He did.
He did. And you know, for a second there, the Hydras with their DPS, had he kept up in upgrades, I think he may have been able to hold that Starker army pretty nicely. But
Actually,
the upgrades
yeah, like
were so lacking. You can't take +1 Carapace versus 3-1 upgrades against a Protoss army. They're naturally way more cost efficient than
it's
any
actually
Zerg.
a 3 upgrade advantage.
Yeah, it is straight up, and
for everything. It's not like
painful.
It's not like a Zerg who has a 3 upgrade advantage, like with you know, they have +2 Roach attack and Carapace versus 0/0, but a lot of their army is Lings, so they just have 1 Carapace. No, that's like NaNiwa's entire army is actually insanely powerful.
NaNiwa just took a really strong advantage early game, and like we said, that Phoenix Harass came in, and he had the mindset to think, okay, so what do you do as a Zerg player whenever Protoss comes in with the Phoenixes? You just keep joining up, you get Spore Crawlers up, and you get Queens, and you just defend, because you're going to come out ahead overall. And he knew that, so he followed up with Zealot pressure, because he knew his opponent would be droning, and the Zealots were a huge surprise to Targa, and with that huge surprise, he lost a hatchery and a nice amount of drones, and that just put him way behind. He played pretty well going to the mid and late game. Again, that harass is kind of a pain in the rear to deal with, but losing a hatchery just hurt him way too much. Game number 2, can Targa hold any pressure that might be coming from NaNiwa? We'll find out in the EU qualifiers for IPL6.
Game 2.